Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our next live episode of our podcast, the Garage Podcast. Um, for the panel tonight, Jabbar, you know, girls them sugar. We have a special guest tonight, Preston
Hey, how
Porter,
y'all doing?
Michael Porter Jr., the better version of Michael Porter,
All the way.
Yeah, we prefer to sit here and have a conversation with you, Preston, any day, over senior. Yes. So how you doing tonight, Preston?
Doing pretty good. A bit tired, but super excited for this. My first time being on a live stream and a podcast in general. But I'm stoked. I'm sure we're going to be talking about some great topics tonight.
Yeah. And we're happy to have you here tonight, Welcome to the garage.
Thank you.
Right. Jabbar, why go on, man?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 2-3 episodes now.
Yeah, you're busy guy, It's a good thing the engine broke down on the boat. Yeah. I don't like how you leaving me in the gym though. We've been going to the gym for the past 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
And,
2 to 3 months.
I think you're seeing more improvement than I am. When I see you post, I'm like, damn, my 6-pack ain't even in yet. Must be doing something wrong. I gotta start going to the gym with you and stop going with Michael Porter,
Yeah. Total distraction.
You want to talk about politics everywhere, anywhere, everywhere and anywhere. We meet someone in the gym, we're lifting. Next thing you know, we're talking about Democrats and Republicans, Yes. Michael Porter, executive producer, engineer. Big up yourself. So, what are we talking about tonight? As we were saying, before the camera started rolling, I think you guys were actually born at the perfect time. You, Preston, being a young man now, your dad is actually a smart guy.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, I could see you achieving like a billionaire status. If you listen to him where business is concerned, not politics. Just business. I'm gonna roast you tonight. Yeah. And Jabbar there also could teach you a lot of things too, because he's a driven, I could say young man. Still young.
Still young.
Young and handsome,
Yeah, still young.
No diddy, Yeah. So that's what we're gonna be discussing tonight. So Jabbar, what are some of the things that you used to do, like when you're around like Preston age? What was going through your mind? What was your thought process? What was driving you? Like,
So, like, for one, my grandma was very good at money management. Like, she was the one to run the finances in the household. So she, taught me money management skills, and then my mom, auntie, uncle, they work, but after a while, my mom decided to quit the 9 to 5. And then she started off going to Panama. So she would buy clothes and stuff from Panama.
you call it an Eagler?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she used to buy clothes and stuff from Panama and bring them over and sell. So he started from that, witness her do the whole transition of leaving her 9 to 5 job, and then start doing that soon as she acquired her travel documents. So it went from Panama, then she stopped doing that, and then she went to Avon. So during that time, seeing her doing this.
A lot of people don't remember what Avon is, what company,
Yeah, so back then Avon was a skincare company, so you could get makeup, perfume, body wash, lotion, stuff like that. So she branched off and went into Avon. So within that time, I'm in primary school, so I
don't mean to cut you, but what do you think was more lucrative? Avon business or
so the Avon business was more lucrative. Reasons being is everything was, she would place her order, everything was shipped to her, so she never had to jump on a flight. She never had to go search. She just go on the computer, put in her order, and within a week and a half, 2 weeks, she get her batch of goods. So there was designated facilities where she could have went and pick up when the shipment.
In Jamaica?
Yeah, in Jamaica, when the shipment come in. So during that time, watching her start her entrepreneur journey, I started to sell candy in primary school. So I remember my first experience with that. She gave me the startup money, so I sold off my candy probably like a week and a half, and I come back to her and I said, "Look, mom, sell off all of the candy them," and I wanted to keep all the money and have her restock me again. She's like, "No, that's not how it goes. That's not how it works. You're
so
going
you
to
start business at an early age."
Yes.
Then, man.
So she's like, "You're gonna take out your no." She tell me straight. What she said is, "You're gonna take out your restocking fee money first, and then what leave over is your profit. So you're gonna make sure if you want to buy a little bit more than what you did." Meaning that, you sell off so fast, you go buy a little extra this time, so your returns are going to be more. Or you can keep it where you're at right now and continue. So I said to her, "Yo, what? I'm going to buy a little bit more this time, and I'm going to put the profits to the side." She said, "Okay." So she go town and she buy the popping candy and, and chocolate. And pretty much that's how I started my entrepreneurship, from selling candy. And it moved up to high school, actually, from there. So
what were you selling in high school? The same thing?
Same thing. Same thing. No. Actually, in high school, it started from candy, and then I started selling watch. Yeah. So them time it wasn't like the really high-end G-Shock. Yeah. But she would go to town and she'd find the nice watch, and I started selling watch in high school. So that was an upgrade. That was like part of high school. I started out with the candy, but then I upgraded to selling watches. So that's how my thing start,
Were the watches bought more than the cameras?
Huh?
Were the watches bought more than like the candies in high school?
Did they bring in more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was more lucrative than selling candy. That's why I took that leap of faith and venture into it. Selling watches, yeah. So I had female watches and I had watches for male, yeah.
So it's Preston, right?
Yeah.
Preston, right. So Cause I since I've been here, right, in America, I notice these younger kids, they're like really entrepreneurial driven. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. So they're on the trains, they're on White Plains Road, they're at BJ's, at the front of BJ's, and they're selling candies. They're selling a candy for like $1. Mm-hmm. So they buy the box for like, let's say $5. After everything is sold, they probably make like a 500% return on investment. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somewhere between 400 to 500, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Just about.
Do you do anything like that? Like,
I had to say, like, unfortunately not. This is because in terms of like how I spend my money, I'm like, ooh, my fault. I'm like terrible when it comes to like spending money. I think I could be better. Um, back in like freshman year, I feel like that's where I really peaked at being able to manage money. Because I was able to stretch a $20 bill over the course of like a week, and still have like some saved over for more lucrative expenses that I wanted.
So question. So how do you earn money though? Like
How do I earn money?
yeah.
Pops.
Eh?
I mostly just
Why
get it from
Pops is doing a bad job because you gotta do something to earn that money.
I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Pops is rich and he's
nah.
No, it's okay. We already know.
Nah.
He has a
Since,
he has a Jaguar and a Range Rover, like of course.
Since I've been blessed with living another year, I have gained a new sense of independence. So now I gotta sign up myself for a job.
Yeah.
I feel like the hard part of getting that though would be trying to fit it within my schedule. There's this one friend. Like a brother to me, amazing guy, Daniel Escobar. Shout out to you, bro. But
See, you know Pablo Escobar.
nah. Good one though. but he works, and though he's in school, he actually pays his own tuition via working. Very busy man, but very in tune to like the business aspect. He runs his own business, or rather he helps his father runs his business. I think he sells carpets and some other things. I'm not sure exactly what he sells, but I know he's selling some products and he's making enough to pay off his own tuition. And not only that, but have like some expenses left over to treat his significant other. I feel like that. I feel like that's amazing. Something that that's amazing that an individual, although still being in school, still has the time to make money on the side and even pay off his own tuition and still have amazing grades. This man has amazing grades. So I got to take tips from him. I got to see how he manages his schedule.
That's a good friend to have, definitely. Yeah. So, do you have anything in mind? Like, like my mindset when I was younger. I know Jabbar is the same, right? We always want to be rich or get rich, or
get
whatever
rich quick.
Whatever it looks like, right? No, not get rich quick, but just to accumulate a lot of wealth, right? So is that, do you have the same mindset? Do you desire something like that, like to be rich, or you want to be comfortable?
Personally, to me, I'm the type of person to be comfortable. I wouldn't really try to go to rich status unless I'd say the only reason I would probably go to rich status or try to at least reach to rich status is if I was motivated enough. See, I'm like that type of person that if I'm really motivated to do something or really determined to do something, I will do by any means get it done. Even like waste my time or use my time to progress.
Better words. Use your time.
Progress further to achieve my goal. In terms of like starting a business, getting that money, really the only motivation I have right now is that from what I've seen right now, the economy is doing pretty bad right now. So that's like one of the motivations.
I just said you should take business advice from your dad and not political.
I mean,
in terms of like stock market, the only real leg in the game I have is that during business class we had like a virtual we got like a virtual we had like a virtual stock market where real time virtual currency, but like real time what's the word? Real time, like it was
Real-time trading.
Yeah, real time trading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you were to invest in a business, it would pretty much work the same as if you were to use like real money.
Okay.
In terms of how I did,
What was that experience like?
I'd say it was. So, I mean, I think I did average at least because I think the only reason I did average was because I kept investing when it was green instead of investing low and then waiting for it to rise. I think that was like my main problem. So usually I end up.
So when did you figure that out?
When I like a couple of months ago, way after.
Right. So whenever you hear your dad say things are bad, the market is falling out the sky, that's when you want to buy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to always buy when it's on
low.
When
sale.
it's low, yeah.
Buy
Right.
low,
When it's
Buy
red,
sell high.
Say
right.
hi.
When it's red, that means it's on sale.
Another thing, I'm not sure if it's something I have to take into account, but another thing is that I kept checking it every single day. I heard or at least overheard from some students that it's not really advantageous. I think I used to pronounce that word right.
Yeah.
It's not really advantageous to check it every single day, but as opposed to checking it at least like once per week or bi-weekly.
It depends.
It depends
really
on what
depends
you're
on your
doing.
trading
strategies. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're a day trader,
Trader. You got to
You have
check,
to look at it
check
daily.
every day. If you're a day trader, if you're just an investor, then that's different. Because when you're investing, that's money that you could afford to lose that you don't really need. So what you do, you put it in the stock market. You don't really check on it because you don't really need that money. But when versus a day trader, you have to check that stock because you want to make a profit on a daily basis.
That's getting rich quick.
You have a daily margin that you're trying to meet. So say for instance you invest $1,000, right? You buy high, you sell low. You see the first opportunity, you have $1,000 turn into $1,500. Boom, you're gonna sell right there because within that day you'll
That's
be able to make
50%
$500.
profit.
That's 50% returns on your $1,000. So a day trader would sell that stock because he made 50%,
which is a lot.
Most day traders, they try to make anywhere between 20 and 30%.
10 and 20.
Each day to average out by the end of the week, they have a solid income. Versus a investor, he's just gonna put a lump sum of money in that market. He's just gonna leave it, whether it goes up or down. A year. He feels like, okay, now I'm gonna sell. He might not even sell. He might freaking hold it for as long as possible. And that's money that he doesn't need, that's not gonna affect him. And he just puts it there, leaves it alone.
Those are so pretty much this latter option, that's for the people that have like a bunch of money.
No, actually, it's even more better to put your money into the stock market than leaving it in the bank. You only gain 3% each year on your money. You stand a better chance having your money work for you in the stock market than actually putting it in the bank. Honestly speaking.
You get taxed on that?
Yes, you do get taxed. If you draw the money, you do get taxed. But it's still better than putting it in the bank because your money is working for you each day. And the returns could possibly, most of the time, it's more than 3% that the bank would give you. Because what happens is you put your money in the bank uses your money to make a shitload of money and only gives you 3% return. That's horrendous, bro. You get what I'm saying? So most guys that have money and know how this whole thing works, they don't leave their money in the bank. They put it into the stock market. You stand a better chance they're making some return, or real estate.
Right. Some kind of investment vehicle, yeah. So as you could see, Jabbar mindset is different. It was the same then and I think it's the same now. And we would encourage you to be that way, right? All right. For example, me and Jabbar are reason off camera, right? And we both agree that when we were younger, our your age, we wasn't too caught up in girls. Like, we were always interested in girls. Let's just put that out there. But it's more so how we can earn more, What can we do to earn more? What kind of investment we could make? Like selling candies, as Jabbar said, or so. Right.
Mhm. In terms of that, I'd say like the one time I did try to make a living. This was back in around sixth grade. Uh, I had a partner with me. I forgot. I know it was a dude. I forgot his name though. But I know there's a partner with me. We try to sell comics, and I think I've been trying to do it from since fourth grade.
Caller online.
Hmm? Mm.
Yes, so we have a caller in line. Go ahead, caller. Yeah, continue though with the comic story.
With the comics. Yeah, so we try to make a living we tried selling the comics off of it. We in fact made I think we made or tried to at least aim for like at least like 2 issues a day. We only managed to make one, and we couldn't even sell that. But in general, I did have that term of trying to make some money dormant in my mind. It's just I need something to bring it out.
Yes, caller. Good night. So I'm gonna defer to Preston because he's a young man. Yeah.
Hey, caller, can you repeat that? Well, I have to say that I have to say from what I've seen on social media, I have to say it affects them like pretty negatively because it romanticizes. I'd say like these type of songs, it romanticizes all these gun violence and gangs and gang warfare and sex and crap like that, right? Um, so and then on top of that, since it's music too, it's very good at implanting that into your mind.
Bypassing your frontal lobe without your permission.
Cause yeah, pretty much like it's music has a way of speaking to you like personally. If you listen to like happy music, hey, you're gonna be jolly, you're gonna be happy. If you listen to rock or hard pump music, like I mean, you got people in the gym who listen to like hype music, like those pump musics that get them pumped up, and it works, it helps. So we could also apply that to Young Boy, NBA, Playboy Cardi, stuff, those songs that could really impact how these young men think what is okay and what's not. I'd say like it also. I'd say like some of those songs would also have a play in increasing like gun violence as well, probably gang violence as well too, since it's so popular and gets spread around more. May you repeat that?
you think it has a negative impact on the girls too?
Oh yes, most definitely. I'd say yeah, it does. It does. Certain music's like let's see, Sexy
Sexy
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Or Sukiana.
Oh, yeah. they, they got like a they have like a way they work actually on like the way these girls think. I mean, take for instance, what's that one song that was made by I think like Miley Cyrus or something? It was WAP. Who made that? I don't know.
No, Cardi B.
Cardi B, yeah, or like Cardi B, for instance, like most of her songs, they're like pretty sexual and promote stuff like that, especially WAP. And back when it went out and got viral, it was like promoted as woman empowerment and stuff like that, and it doesn't make any sense that woman empowerment would be
Nudity.
yeah, that would be a
Something
song
of that nature.
Yeah, a song about that nature would be empowering women in that way. This would also go for like male songs as well. Like I singing about guns, violence, sex, and crap like that. That's not empowering at all. That just serves to like harm future generation or the young generation of this current time with singing about songs like that. But then again, hey, it's up to you. If you want to listen to it and follow by those footsteps, I mean, go ahead. There's consequences that will come later. But yeah, it's up to you.
So what do you think, Jabbar?
Are there artists that you would recommend to the younger generation?
Ooh. Are there artists?
Closer to the mic here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's see. One I can think of is, Lafe. She's pretty good. Or Lafi. I don't know how I pronounce her name.
Lato.
But I'm pretty sure the caller knows who I'm talking about. You got Lafe. I think I'm not really the type of person to be asking. I listen to like whatever sounds good. So
you don't think Sexy Red sounds good?
Oh no, I hate her, bro. I don't like her at all. Her lyrics are abominable. They're trash. I don't know how she got popular. She's just like a Cardi B type 2. Cardi B part 2.
So what I've noticed, it's social media create this algorithm, and like what they say, they have industry plants. So say for instance, you ever notice how you would post certain things on social media that's positive and it doesn't get the amount of views because what it's promoting, but if you post something negative, it gets a lot of views and it gets a lot of shares and stuff like that. So it's pretty much still the same aspect with the music. A lot of these artists that promote provocative music or sexually explicit music, they somehow get to the top. Because the way how society is set up now, it's the negative things that are getting pushed out there. It's a visual and audio control for the younger generation now. So that's the problem. That's why a lot of these artists that sing certain things, you notice they get popular real fast, and you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Ooh, yeah. There's another one too. Speaking of which, on that topic, there's another one too. I think it's a British female rapper. So some of the lyrics I heard, bro. They were the old, like talking about, I'll give my man's like a golden shower or something like that. I'll give my man's a golden shower, treat him like a dog and stuff like that. It was one like British rapper that recently got popular. And he's like, y'all listen to this?
Yeah.
Y'all listen
So it's definitely the agenda the media is pushing right now, because the younger generation soak up so much negativity versus the positive stuff, So
I don't think it's just young,
I mean,
youths. I think it's
it's
adults also.
I mean, they're more targeting
the youths, yeah, because they're the
youths,
future.
because they're the future. You get what I'm saying? Like me and you, we already develop certain ways, so certain things won't.
Right.
We won't adapt.
Everything we do is by choice.
Yeah,
really,
yeah. So pretty much the youths, it's like if you instill it in them from early, there's a possibility it might get transition into the next generation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll dislike and like sexy red at the same time. Depending on the settings, right?
Yeah. Depending on the settings.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
it's kind of different for us. Yeah, but I do agree. I think music is very powerful, and music is able to like lodge itself in your hemisphere without your permission, And because I could remember songs from when I was like
A
4,
wee lad, yeah.
4 years old.
Four.
Or you say a lad, right?
Check
Yeah.
check the statistics, bro. Most individual listen to music based off their mood. You get what I'm saying? You could be going through something, whether you're angry, you're sad, you're happy. It's always some type of music that's going to relate to your current state of mind or your current mood. So it really depends on the type of stuff that you choose to listen, and it can affect your actions also,
Mm-hmm.
So it just based on the individual, but not everybody have that that clarity thinking to not let certain lyrics or certain things, because all right, look at it. How many shooting descended from drill music? Young generation listen to drill music and they actually go do a drill. Like it get them amped up, and then they go do a drill. You get what I'm saying?
I still think it, right. So when you say young, give me like an age.
I would say shit. It's getting even worse. I say anywhere between the ages of 14 to 19.
I can convert.
somewhere around that type that age frame, or even I push it a little bit to 21, because most of these juveniles, bro, are getting charged for murder and they're not even 17 or 18 yet. Like it's getting the incarceration rates is getting lower, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the music really impacts a person depending on their mood at the current time.
Carl, are you still there?
Yeah. How do you feel about Caribbean artists? Like big ones, like big time ones like Vice, and then bring it down to the scope like Raja Wild and like Movado and such. How do you feel about them?
Carl, can you repeat that? You're breaking up a bit.
Sorry. How do we feel about like big time Caribbean artists like Vibes Cartel, Movado, and like Raja Wild and such? Like
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't never heard these names before.
So those artists back in the day when I was growing up, I listened to Movado, I listened to Vibes Cartel, I listened to pretty much all the 90s dancehall artists. For me, it did not impact my life negatively at all. When I was a teenager going to parties and stuff, it was more like going to the party and try to wine palm as much girl as possible. them time the music wasn't about violence. I mean, you know a couple the song them where
I mean, we don't take these music literal. We just listen to them for the time being and we move on.
Yeah.
You know?
But it was more so of going to parties and enjoy yourself as a youth. It wasn't a no type of violence like how it is now, where the youths are literally taking the music literal.
Right. Guys, you don't have to listen to a musician, you know. You can always listen to a politician. You can always listen to a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the music doesn't have to influence you. Like you could. So the time that we're living in, right? Like information is like at your fingertips, right?
Correct.
It's in the palm of your hand, right? Your phone. Whoever you want to look up to as a role model, you can. I mean, it should be your dad, you know. And then, let's say you're, because when I see Preston, right, I see like a young Mark Zuckerberg, right? That's the vibe he gives me.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, he doesn't really want to get rich, you know. He wants to be comfortable. But I mean, he's still young, still, you know. But he's not influenced by drill music, and I'm sure he listens to drill music. He's able to tell or filter out garbage, what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. So I think it's a choice, you know. I think if you choose to be violent or, you know, what you call it, skate on your app,
yeah,
you know,
slide on the app,
slide on the app,
Doom scrolling.
It's a choice, you know.
Yeah,
it's a choice.
Definitely a choice, bro.
Yeah, it's not the music. Definitely not the music.
Because listen, for me, growing up, I was labeled as more mature than my age at the time. So
always
I was exposed to a lot of things. I have bad man friend when I grow up. I have friend from uptown. And every decision that I made was never influenced by another person. I was never a follower growing up until this day. I'm still not a follower. I do what I want on my time and when I want to.
I think everyone do what
You
they
know?
want on their time. They could blame the music or blame the artist or blame the movie or blame whoever, but it's your choice.
Yeah.
Always your choice. So I was exposed to a lot of things, but I choose to pick what was beneficial and what was not beneficial. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, it all depends on the individual. If you're not self-aware and grounded certain way, you will be easily influenced by nonsense. So it just based on the individual and also the surrounding that the individual was brought up into. Cause growing up, my family was like a A team. Like everybody played a role, and I grew up and I saw that everybody played a role, and there was no what you call it. There was no disruptance in the whole thing. So I grew up with a lot of discipline in terms of respect and having self morals, because that's what I was grew up around, you know. So that definitely impacted how I.
As you stated earlier, you know, you said you had different friends like Jesus, right? You have bad man friends. You have bad man friend. You have all different type of friends. But it's your choice, though. You know what you wanted for yourself, because who wanted to be like a murderer? Why would I want to be a murderer running wild, right? Can't sleep at home. Can't go look for my girlfriend when I want to. like hiding until, that day comes where they end up
Prison
prisoners,
6
right?
6, yeah.
Like, who wanted that? Why would I choose that, right?
You know the thing too. I mean, growing up in the for individuals that
I
grew
don't
up
care where you grew up.
in the ghetto. I mean, you have to be a strong-minded person if you really was raised in poverty. Not a lot of people have that type of drive. Remember, we're all individuals and we have our flaws. A lot of people are not mentally strong to overcome certain things and they break easily. And not saying that they don't have a choice, but mentally they're not strong enough.
Why is that, Preston?
I feel like I was about to answer. I feel like with social media too, it really weakens the mind as well when it comes to that, because like my good man said over here before, a lot of the stuff that gets popular on social media is like negative stuff, and usually it's like stuff you'd see all the time that would downgrade you as an individual. For instance, on Instagram, for me, sometimes I would get like, it's pointless. Everything is pointless. Everything is going down the drain and stuff like that. And that would have like what?
Sure, that's Instagram.
I'm not sure. I don't have TikTok.
'Cause I know a guy who know a guy who know. Nah, continue.
But what was that? Like that stuff. Even when you say, "Hey, don't recommend me this post," it still somehow seeps in to your algorithm, despite you not even interacting with it or telling Instagram not to give you this anymore. It's stuff like that I feel like also weakens the mind of some other youth members. I'm thinking church, some youth generation, the current generation we have right now. Social media, I'd say, is both. It's a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Good thing because
everything in life,
Yeah, everything in life is a double-edged sword. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it all leads back to the consumption, because nothing, too much of anything is not good for you.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying? So you have to be self-aware of how much stuff you consume as an individual. Even the simplest thing as water. You could drown yourself from consuming too much water. Water is good for you, but if in too much proportions of it enter into the body at the same time, you could die from it.
Yeah.
So in life, everything has to have a balance. Whether it's good or it's bad, have to have a balance. So that's the thing too with the whole algorithm on social media. All right. So for me, the past 3 months, I've been into the gym a lot. My algorithm on Instagram is mostly gym workouts, because those are the things that's one of the things that I'm into right now. It's either gym workout, fishing, or some type of entrepreneurship videos. So those are the things.
No girls in bikinis?
Every you can Instagram, you not get away from that. So but the most things on my feeds is those 3 things. But as you said, every now and then that seeping and you see some bikini and you see some,
Oh yeah, that's a guarantee.
Some nudity.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
but as of now, that's my algorithm, because those are the things that I tune into on a daily basis.
Right. And that's by choice again,
Yeah, by choice.
I mean, you're able to decipher, what makes sense or doesn't make sense, Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to, it's your choice to filter that. Guys, if you don't want to see something, stop viewing it. Whatever you switch your focus to, that will come your way. And it's the same with life. I call it the law of attraction, right? Um, if you're focused on the negative, that's gonna come your way. If you focus on positive things come your way, right? Um, everything in life is a choice. There's this guy, right? His name is Edwin. We call him teacher. He was really a teacher, right? And he did like a lot for me where information is concerned and informing myself or educating myself. He would bring me a lot of books. But he was also like bitter inside, and he disliked Caucasian people, right? And I slowly became the same because I spent too much time around him and I listened to him and I took everything he said as law, right? So when I realized that, I had to like separate myself from him, right? And I was able to take what he was offering that was good, as in books and certain information, and others, I didn't want to hear, right? So and I was around like your age or so. So I don't think it has anything to do with being weak-minded. If your mind is weak, it's because you want your mind to be weak, right? When you look up to someone, right? It doesn't have to be a sports what do you call it? Like a sports person, right? Or
Sports personnel.
a musician or artist or something like that. It could be, why not look up to someone like a Mark Zuckerberg or a Jeff Bezos or one of those guys? I mean, that's what we desire, right? Wealth and maybe not
Riches.
yeah, but riches, wealth, right? A lot of people don't desire fame, right? But that comes with it. Being a basketball player, soccer player, a rapper, or something like that, that comes with fame too.
Automatically comes with it, yeah.
Right, but what would you prefer? Who do you think is more important to society? Like, who do you think does more good to society?
Fame or money?
Huh?
Fame or money?
Yeah.
I'd say money. Actually, no. Scratch that. Damn, that's a hard choice.
Then it's not a hard choice. Oh, Carl, are you still there?
Yeah.
What do you think about the conversation so far?
I mean, say money.
No, I agree with you.
I would say money.
And if you're in New York, whenever you have the time, please join us. We're inviting you. See this seat here? It's for you. Okay.
Don't worry.
Caller?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry. Preston is my bestie. So,
What did she say?
Carly, repeat that.
Preston's one of my besties, so he knows where I'm at.
Preston girlfriend.
Not that. No.
Yes. So everything in life is a choice, and as a young man, Preston, as I said, your dad. We know your dad. I think he's a smart guy.
Oh, I know. I think so too.
Yeah. Definitely. If you're not the two role models you want in your life are three. You start with God, right?
God first.
And then Mr. Porter Senior, someone like Mark Zuckerberg, lizard man. Hey Justin, what's up? No, on a serious note though, yeah. Everything is choice. So if you want to be comfortable, you're gonna be comfortable until you don't want to be comfortable. Get me?
Yeah.
So whatever you desire, you can have.
You really need the of course, yeah, you really need the motivation for that. Especially
you have
if
to motivate yourself.
especially if you're like a very, very, very like determined person. That automatically, if you're like a very
No, you have to become that person.
yeah
That's what Jabbar was trying to say earlier. You have to become that. You have to become the person who you want to be. So if you want to be comfortable, you're gonna be comfortable.
So it's, put it this way. Everything in life you have to learn. You weren't born with the knowledge, right? So if you want to become good at something, it's practice and consistency. Consistency will get you anywhere you need to. But in order to do that, you have to start with discipline. You have to have discipline. And that once you have discipline, anything you put your mind to and make it become consistent, you'll get there. So just always remember that. Consistency is key. If you're consistent, you will get what you want. It might take a long time. It might come in a short space of time, but the end result is you're going to get what you want if you keep it consistent. Somewhere along the line, it's going to happen. So that's one of my philosophy. Having discipline, stay consistent. You can achieve anything you put your mind to.
wise words. That's actually something one of my teachers said, and it lines up to having discipline. I feel like discipline is like one of the main things you'd have to focus on first before you could get to the ladder, which is putting your mind to it. Without discipline, you're pretty much gonna fall. So it's like discipline is the basis of which you build your foundation, I would say.
Absolutely.
Because if you do not have discipline, you're gonna make some pretty reckless choices. Because I'd say like discipline is an umbrella term for self-control or being responsible. Having discipline covers a wide variety of terms that you would need in order to succeed in life or whatever you want to do. So in terms of getting to something, if you want something, yeah, I'd agree with you. You need that discipline in order to achieve it. I mean,
achieving is a better word, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
no succeeding. I'm just pause, man. I'm
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it, so it's definitely true, especially when you apply it. I mean, if you apply that to your everyday life, you'll notice that.
Question: Are you good with computers?
Am I good with? I'd say I'm getting there. I'm pretty average right now.
Okay, so ChatGPT.
I don't use that.
You don't?
I never went on that website.
I would suggest you to start learning ChatGPT now, because there's infinite amount of things that you could start off by doing at your home and making money. First and foremost, there's a lot of people that need resumes. ChatGPT, you know how to use it and execute the task properly. You could start making resumes for people that need resumes for job interviews and stuff like that. Another thing, editing. ChatGPT can be used to edit videos too, if you know how to enter the correct commands and stuff like that. It could do so. You at your age, you could be home perfecting this and making money.
So Preston said he doesn't know what ChatGPT is?
No, he said
no, I don't use it.
Oh, you don't use it?
No, I don't use it.
I mean, it guy's smarter than ChatGPT.
But
right, Mike? Yeah,
But that's like an entryway in becoming your own entrepreneur from doing that at home on your computer, because there it could even, people are using it now to upgrade business websites and make business websites and stuff like that. So I was watching this this thing on YouTube where this guy, he goes and
what's the caller's name? Sorry,
Oh, Jay.
Jay.
Yeah.
Do you know ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use ChatGPT?
Sometimes.
Okay.
so this guy was this is how he said he makes anywhere between extra 1,000 to 1,500 per month. He will go do an engine search of an area, find business websites that he think could use some improvements, right? He would then reach out to them. He would be like, hey, I could get your website page to look more enticing. If it's a restaurant, he'll request them to send him some recent photos of the dishes that they prepare. And he will then put that into ChatGPT, give specific command, and ChatGPT would create a new website page with more colorful and enticing foods on their website. And it will then in turn send them a bill for like 200 or 250 just to upgrade their website page. So he does that, and that's like in his part-time his spare time. He does that, and he's bringing in anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 depending on how much time he actually puts into it, depending on how much money he could make. And he's just using ChatGPT to do all this work.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of other options out there. Like ChatGPT is one chat box. You have LLM. You have what is Google chat box?
Gemini. Yeah.
Gemini. You have Grok, which is X or Elon chat box.
Twitter has an AI.
Yeah. So these are all chat box or AI
Like
chat box that you
yeah.
could use. Yeah. So, but what he's saying is what you should be doing, though. 'Cause you have time, you're young, your mind is fresh. And you have a brilliant guy for a dad. So definitely, you should take full advantage of that by choice, because I know your dad. I know your dad informs you. So if you do the opposite, it's by choice. Yeah.
I say it's good to use. I'd say it's good to use ChatGPT for assistance in like creating something.
Yeah, that's what it's
yeah,
supposed
pretty
to be
much.
for.
Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to go for. Because it gets detrimental. It gets detrimental when you abuse it. It gets detrimental when you abuse it to pretty much complete everything for you instead of you learning along the way. In order to
become
use
lazy, right?
yeah, in order to use ChatGPT, I'd say you use it to assist you in whatever you're doing, but also using it as well to like learn something so you could do it yourself without the usage of ChatGPT.
Trying to trick us, man. You just said you don't know about ChatGPT.
Let me tell you my experience.
Right, I don't
use it. Yeah.
Okay.
I know I've seen some people, who use it for like homework, use it to come up with ideas, use it to complete projects, stuff like that.
I mean, technology was invented or created to make our life easier, so why not?
Because
I don't believe in busting my brain on a math question when I have a calculator.
Okay,
That's the
no,
reason
I
why
agree
we-
with that. I agree with math. I agree. I'm terrible at math. I would if I wasn't so gung ho on trying to learn it myself, I would just give up and use ChatGPT. But it comes to a point where yeah, you could do that, but at the same time, what are you gonna learn from it? It's when what ChatGPT if ChatGPT were to suddenly go offline, what would you do? What would be your like alternative to combat that?
When we
issue?
get there, we'll find
No,
out.
so my whole concept of what I was trying to explain to you, it's not the aspect of using Chat GPT to do homework. I would never advise you to do that. But
Yeah, why not?
when it comes on to making money with the system, that I'm all for that, because something say for instance, back then making a website was a tedious process, takes hours, and here you have a system that you give it the command what you want, how you want the layout to be, and it
But yes, still you want to do it the hard way.
organizes exactly how you want, and even better, because remember, it's a big search engine, and it's executing the task, and it's finding the perfect suit for your command. Remember, you still have to give it a command. It's not just gonna magically do.
So we're gonna find a
everything
common
for you.
ground, right? So the common ground is that he agrees with you, you know. But what he's saying is that you should not depend on ChatGPT for everything, because it makes you lazy.
Oh,
You know? So some things you should try to figure out for yourself. But I agree with you. Why bust your brain when you have the technology, right? Because even Albert Einstein said they asked him a question, right? And he responded by saying, I don't know. And someone, or the person who was asking the question, the interviewer, said, but I thought you knew everything, or you were like the smartest guy in the world, right? He said, why would I waste my brain or my brain space storing information that I could access from a book like in 5 minutes? So you get it? Like if you need information, the book is right there. You go get it when you need it. You don't need to compile everything in your brain. And what technology is here for is to make our life easier. It's like we used to write letters, right? Just to mail to like a foreign country or a different state or something like that, right? But now we have a cellular phone, right? We could pick up and make a phone call or send an email. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So technology was like, it makes our life easier. And I prefer my life to be easier than to do it, the hard way. If you want to say that makes me lazy, well, I guess I'm lazy.
I'd say like going off that quote, I'd say I agree to an extent, because you could use it. You could say, hey, I might as well just not like use it to store information that you could easily get just like that. But I'd say save it. I'd say use it to store information that you want to know, or that would help benefit you if you're going into a career or a hobby or something you want to do, something that you would enjoy, so that you won't entirely rely on the internet to help you enjoy that career or hobby or whatever that you want to learn. I don't know if I word it right, but pretty much I'd say that.
Yo, talking to you is like talking to your dad. I admire that. Yeah, no, of course we're not gonna Google everything. Something you have to just jump in, like, something you have to just jump in. an experiment for yourself. You're not gonna ask Chat GPT, hey Chat GPT, how
That's
can
2
I
plus 2.
you know, I don't know if I mean you're a big man. You're not gonna ask Chat GPT how to please your girlfriend. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
No.
You know, but
Nah.
certain things it does make sense to use the internet to your advantage, make your life easier. Like look at Zuckerberg and Google and these guys. AI is nothing new to them, you know, right? So they've been using these things for years, and that's the reason why they are where they are where technology is concerned. You're like light years ahead of us.
It's just open to the public now.
Right.
But they've been making use of that.
Right. So yeah, don't bust your brain and everything, man. You know, like use the tool. Technology is the tool.
tool.
Use the tool.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's definitely a tool.
before they made the machete, right? You used to have to use your hands, right? The machete make life easier. Now you have machines,
Chainsaw.
stuff like that. So
You gotta evolve with time.
with time. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, constantly.
constantly.
Right. Don't make your life hard.
Don't. Yeah.
And the
That's
thing
my
is,
foolish
the thing-
advice.
And the thing,
My
That's
foolish
that's a
advice.
good point.
the thing is too, it's a way to maximize your time
Yeah.
because time lost cannot be regained.
Right.
So if I could complete 5 tasks in a day with using the tool, the internet, I'm going to use the tool to complete that 5 tasks versus me trying to do it on my lonesome. I'm only gonna get 2 tasks done for the day. I'm putting myself behind. So remember,
You see, you have a
it's
full
evolve.
head of hair now.
Yeah.
If you do that,
evolve.
you be looking like someone else. I'm not even gonna call him name. Don't try to bust your brain and everything. You know, just
What you saying,
use the
caller?
tool to your full
Y'all
advantage.
are okay with like the use of AI in classes?
AI in classrooms,
Yeah, like using it for assignments.
like the teacher using it for assignments,
No,
The
like
students,
using
of
it-
course,
like the students.
of course.
I say, well, obviously everything would be up to you. It'd be depending on how you do it. But if the AI could help you and assist you into understanding the topic that's being taught, then I'd say go for it. Put your foot on the brake, don't let go. Because I know that certain topics could be hard for for kids to understand. I mean, for me, math that's like my kryptonite. That's hard for me, especially algebra too. That's like hard for me to comprehend. So in general, yeah, you could just you could use AI to help you understand these concepts, get your foot in the game, have a better understanding, so then you could walk into school tomorrow with confidence that you'll get whatever pop quiz that'll come up your way in that certain subject. You'll ace every test in that subject.
Students don't use it to understand; they just use it to finish the assignment.
And I say to that, I
That's
say
the goal, you know,
yeah. I say
to complete the assignment.
I say it's whatever the individual makes of it. Because if you're using it to complete your assignments, sure, you could do it. You'll get the A, but it's what would you gain from it? Like, how would you use this in the long term? I'd say like there's certain subjects that probably most people wouldn't use in their everyday life, but
Like 85% of the subjects you
Yeah.
take in school.
yeah,
Let's be honest. Who's using logarithm in their
logarithm.
logarithm?
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know what that is, but
Like from algebra 2, who's using logarithm in their day-to-day life?
Yeah.
You might as well use the AI for that. Right?
even
I like your thinking, Jim.
even algebra. Who is your day-to-day life? Who's using that, bro?
Yeah, waste of time, right?
As somebody who is a student pilot right now, I have not touched math basically.
Yeah, it's just like transporting from point A to point B. If you walk from here to Bay Plaza, versus riding, versus driving, versus flying, the fastest thing you could do is teleport, right? If I was able to teleport, why would I walk, drive, fly, or
get there and it, like
right?
Cost
Right.
free. It's free.
There you go. So that's how I look at technology, or I look at artificial intelligence or the internet. You do things faster. Yeah.
I'd say like there could be some uses. It depends on like your career choice. If you're going into engineering, which that's already a dead career, but if you're going into engineering, you're gonna need algebra. You're gonna need that, but it's all depending on what you planning on doing with it. I mean, like you said, a pilot. 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna need like physics for that. You're probably gonna need to take like a physics class to understand that.
We
And
use a little bit of
Physics, yeah.
yeah,
Wind velocity and stuff like that.
acceleration,
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
wind draft,
Wind draft and stuff like that. Yeah.
like
Calculating degrees.
oh yeah, you're gonna need calculus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
calculus
you
as well.
definitely gotta know how to calculate your degrees from point A to point B. Just in case like your navigation gets screwed, you still could pretty much navigate where you need to if you have a map and stuff like that. But it's simple calculus though. It's not like diving into algebra and stuff like that.
Trigonometry.
Yeah. So a lot of these stuff where I feel like they're teaching, it's not applicable to day-to-day survival. Like I feel like there should be more topics about money management, how to become self-sufficient, how to start your own business, how the tax codes, stuff like that the actual real world that you could apply to the real world as an adult. Most of these stuff is it's bro,
Time wasting.
where in your adult
Money wasting too.
where in your adulthood do you actually even need to freaking know history? Where's that gonna get you?
I say like you need some parts of history. I say no. I say like some parts of history you do need to know. Like for example, I mean like I don't know if it would count as history, but like Declaration of Independence or your rights or stuff like that. That's necessary. That I feel like that would be necessary. Another thing I like to add, or two things I like to add is that the way schools should be now, I feel like they should, instead of having like core classes, I'd say like you have core classes up until high school, and then there you could select what type of career path you want to go into, and then they would
Focus on that, right?
Yeah, focus on that
Bring in
career
the
path.
professionals, right?
Like,
now.
like have the subclass, like have
bring
classes.
in a doctor. If you want to be in film
my-
production, bring in Michael Porter.
Bring in,
And he'll
yeah,
tell
bring
you
in
everything that you need to know, because he's actually doing it,
Yeah,
versus
like-
a teacher who's reading it from a book or
like for example, bringing in like certain classes that would be needed in order to progress in it, like say like again, like piloting. If you
Yeah.
like calculus, physics, you bring those classes in along with some minor core classes or some like core classes to keep you, on your game.
Let the students be the teachers.
So my school offers that though.
That's a good thing too. If your school offers that I'd say take it. I say take it by the balls. Don't let go.
It's like both.
You said may you repeat that, caller?
Pause. Big pause.
Big pause. No Diddy. May you repeat that, caller?
So my school offers this thing called BOCES, and you can go to study to be a doctor, a pilot, like how to work on cars, automotive, become a police officer. I'm enrolled in the flight program. I've already flown a plane at 17. I will graduate with a private pilot's license. You can graduate with a license to work in nursing homes and stuff like that. Like, it sets you up for the real world while being enrolled in regular high school.
That's pretty impressive, caller. I like that. I like that.
I can see where that 800 million budget is going to.
The best person to teach the curriculum or the course, is someone who's actually doing it. Right?
Correct.
So as I said before, you bring in the professionals, right, and let them teach a student.
Yeah, not somebody that was taught by textbook code.
There you go.
Yeah,
What do they really know?
No, exactly. You need somebody that's in the field that encounter real life situations in the field, because until you have that experience, you really teach without having the experience. Because look at it, you get out of college, you just got your degree in whatever you got your degree in, right?
Then you need
they're asking you 2 to 3 years experience. if this now becomes the situation, I just graduated. Where am I going to get the experience if you don't allow me to actually put all this knowledge into play? You get what I'm saying? So that's a way of them kind of like crippling the workforce, because the requirements, where am I going to get 2 years of experience if I literally just graduated? Yeah. So I believe it's good to do internship while you're in your practice. So that gives you the now you could put the theory to the practical. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like they should be offering more internships, so when graduates get out, they have some type of experience. I think like most of these corporations should open up that door for internship, because the demand is there, You
wanted to say something?
I also say that shoot, what was I going to say? I say that also that more colleges, or rather not even colleges, bring it back down to high school. I'd say I think more high schools should have the type of schools that our caller Jay has, type of the ability to practice your profession, practice the profession that you want to get into, as well as also teaching you some of the basics. One thing I would thank my school for, is the fact that they also have these classes that would help you get set in life, like life skills. Mm-hmm. Right now we're on the topic of identity theft, how to stop it. We're just getting out of the topic of credit card, how to build your credit score. These are stuff that children would need, and it's very rare to find that in like any school that you would go to. It's a very low chance that you'll find a school teaching that subject. And then even in the school to begin with, it's very hard to even get into that class because of all the schedules colliding with each other. Just a couple months ago, our entire class was dwindled down to about half, because some students were moved to a different class after some of the schedules got messed up and they never fixed it, or something happened to the schedules where it got pushed them down to another class. One thing I also like to commend the school I'm going to is their business class and accounting class, economics class as well. Those would help you, though they really go into like the intricacies of business, the intricacies of accounting, checkbook. They even have your own checkbook, and economics, where in fact one of the final projects for the year is you have to make a product, make a portfolio, have the money, and pretty much promote the product that you're about to make. That's the final project for all those taking economics.
As Jabbar was saying, right? They're teaching you about checkbooks. We're way past checkbooks. We're at wire transfers, Zelle.
Yeah.
So technology.
Technology. Yeah, they check. Nobody pretty much uses that method anymore because everything is pretty much digital. Like you could have you could all right. So now you could have if you want to keep it old school, you still could have your checkbook on your phone. So you're logging. But also with this type of system, you just punch in the numbers and the computer does the calculus for you. So
Caller, night.
Yo, Preston.
Jordan, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm pretty excited. Thank you for calling tonight. So what's your question, man? How you doing? How could I appease a fine brother?
I need some context, man. What's going on?
Right now, you could just access any question. You could access any question that you have on your mind. We'll try to answer it to the best of our abilities. Give us an opinion, give you some tips, some advice, stuff like that.
All right. Well, how did you get in this situation? Like, this is new. So
may you repeat that? You kind of break up.
how did you get here on the garage?
Or he was invited,
Yeah.
He's actually a friend of the garage, so yeah. And caller, you're welcome also, Mm-hmm. Whenever you have the time, please come through.
Whenever you come down here, you're invited anytime. You could sit in this chair right here, answer some questions some other callers have as well.
Yeah, we definitely would appreciate some younger folks on the podcast, so we could get some insights of what you guys think, and what are some problems or whatever you guys want to talk about, because we really don't have younger people on the panel, so it would be interesting to get some insights about what you guys think and what's going on in your day-to-day lives and stuff like that. So you're more than welcome anytime.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to waste your time further. Preston, I'm happy to see you over here. I hope you have a good night. I'll see you.
All right, man. See you then.
Yeah, so I want to ask you a question, Preston, right? Before we wrap up. What do you really mostly desire for your life? Like,
well, what I desire for my life, can I just list off like material items? Like, I'd say like nice house, stable job. I wanna pursue some hobbies that I'm pretty interested in. Like editing. I really enjoy editing. I want to succeed in my career path. At least get to the top.
So we're gonna get rid of that word, right? And we're gonna use. I want to achieve.
I want to achieve my goal and get to the top of my career. I want to.
Don't forget, we Jamaicans.
I want to probably when I
Speak it into,
Yeah.
speak
Yeah,
it into
I like
existence. Yes.
when I
No, you're talking like Michael Porter's son, you know? When you, yes.
when I achieve
Reiterate that.
when I achieve my goal, hopefully settle down, start a family, probably just like get like one kid or two. Maybe probably just one kid. I can't.
That's what you want for your life?
Yeah, just something nice, calm, quiet, but also achieve a pinnacle of my career choice that I plan on pursuing.
Listen, always be optimistic about life. It never goes the way how you want it to, but that's something that you'll learn about adulthood. You could try to plan it as perfectly, but always have it in the back of your mind when shit hit the fan, how you gonna deal with it, because it never goes the way how you plan. It's just the universe. It's just how the way how life is. So also bear in mind that when problem arises, you're gonna have the capacity and the capabilities to execute the task as needed. And remember, critical thinking and not thinking with emotions. That's one thing that's gonna get you to where you want to. Critical thinking.
When it comes to critical thinking, yeah, I agree with that. I agree. 100%. I 100% agree to critical thinking. You need to critically think as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So, yes, Preston, I think this is actually my favorite episode. I prefer to talk to you than to someone else, you know? Yeah.
Hitting straight bullets over here, man.
Yeah, thank you. No, on a serious note though, yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. It's different. I like it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Into the mind of a 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Right. To see what their thinking pattern is like. So guys, you have any closing statement, Preston?
I'd say, yeah, I enjoyed my time here. I'd love to do this again. You guys got to hit me up again. Pops, you got to hit me up again. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do this again. I mean, I really enjoyed my time here talking about things, asking questions, having the callers asking us questions, answering us, seeing a different light in other people as well. I really enjoyed my time here. I like to do it again too. If y'all have me, that is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, man. You're always welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's times when there are gonna be other elders on the panel where we could grasp some knowledge that we. Oh, yeah, you know, it's always a good time.
Yes. So guys, thank you for joining us on the next episode of the Garage podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Preston, I needed to tell all your friends to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, let them know you're on the show.
Yo, Jay, Jordan, Daniel Escobar, yeah, whoever's watching right now, who never knows me, you gotta like and subscribe right now. All right, it will help the channel, boost the channel, really gets this into the spotlight. Let's aim for how about this? Let's aim for 50 likes on this live stream. How about that? But pretty much, yeah. Let's keep your support. Keep supporting us. You guys have an Instagram you want to plug in?
Yeah, the Garage. It's the Garage and
Studio.
everything.
Yeah,
The Garage Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Garage Studio on Instagram. The Garage Studio on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Yeah, the Garage Studio on YouTube.
Yeah.
Spread the word as well. The channel is great.
Thank you guys. Peace.